set the stage for today, right? So this is not our
We
first.
have one more person who's new, Kader. Cyril.
Cyril. Okay, hi.
Yeah. Hi, I just joined today. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you all. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Cyril. I am from an IT background. I recently moved to Canada from Europe. I've been in Canada for about 3 years. No, sorry, in Canada for about 3 months. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking for an interesting project to do. I'm currently looking for jobs too.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. Anyone else? Shad, Nikki is newly joined, or we're good?
I think you're good.
Okay, Farhan is not. Farhan is one of the mentor. He will not be able to join today. I have not seen Sandra joining, so Mickey, you will be representing Sandra, I trust.
Yeah, I could give an update.
Perfect. What about Sumit? No, he's not here. And also, I wanted to check Partha and Vikas. Is Vikas here?
No, I don't see him
Oh,
online.
Sandra is here. Sandra is here. Good. So let me set a stage for a couple of three newcomers, more or less, right, to help you understand what is this particular why we are together, right? It's important for all of us to know. So first of all, Testoper community is a non-profit for impact developer community, and it is not run by an organization with full-time employees. No, it's unique in the sense that it is an open community. So Rudy, you were talking about open source. So how does open source come together and people come together and build? It's nobody is an employee, right? They all come together, govern together, and they build the open source for the benefit of the community. But sometimes, for the governance reasons, some of the organizations manage that, like Linux Foundation and so on, right? So in this Testoper community, it's a similar concept, but it's not an open source community. It's an open community, right? It's not an open source. It's an open community, meaning we all volunteers come together, govern ourselves, help each other to learn and train and become successful in our career, whether it is a job or intrapreneurship or entrepreneurship. That's what the Testoper community is all about. Okay. And what we do in Testoper community is, how do we really help people to learn, right? Learn future skills and innovation is through helping them, providing them a platform and helping them to enable continuous learning mindset. That's the most important thing, right? It's not just about coding that you wanted to learn. It's about everything surrounding that. It's about your mindset, right? So if you want to go out with your friend for a coffee, first you have to have a mindset that, yes, I want to get up, dress, go out and have a coffee with a friend, right? So like that, you have to have a mindset to continuously learn. This is critical. So this is what we try to incubate into everyone's mindset through various programs that we do. And one of the programs that we do is the Testoper project. The program that we are here today. We do have a number of other programs like Codathon, Masterclass, and we have a meetup coming up next week, March 20th. So we have interesting, you guys have to go and look it up in Eventbrite. We have VP of Tech Mahindra, and then we have a very senior executive of PwC who has written 2-3 books about AI. And then we have a CEO of a company called Wave Labs, and then we have another IBM head of Edge and AI IBM, right? So, and also I have invited the CEO of first ever MVNO in Canada, who is trying to set it up, Algis. Dot Mobile, if you guys have not heard of. So I've invited him to give us 5-10 minutes, speech about the innovation and things like that. So if you guys wanted to join, you should probably go to the Eventbrite and join for that program. Coming back to this particular program, Testoper project. So what we are trying to achieve here is, see, there's a lot of people who have already an expert in innovation, like David, for example, right? So he's been in this market. He has looked through various ideas that are out there, looked at a lot of pitches, and he's gone and pitched in many places, and he has his own startup, a lot of success and failures. So he's learned through a lot of successes and failures, and he's become whatever he is today. Likewise, in my career, I've done multiple startups, multiple different things. So whatever that I have learned through this process is what I carry today. Right. So those who already have that kind of a knowledge and for them, of course, it's a continuous learning. They also have to learn, but they already understand what innovation is, how to build a company, how to become an entrepreneur if they are working in a company, or become an entrepreneur when they want to start their own company. They know. But there are so many other individuals who have not exposed to that kind of platform throughout their career, right? For one or could be many, right? I don't want to dwell into the reasons. For many reasons, there are many individuals who have not exposed to that kind of a platform to become, as an example, David, right? So this particular Testoper project has really helped the people to come together and come together, learn together, form the teams together, and learn whatever the things that is required to come up with an idea, develop on that idea, and then build a product and become an entrepreneur, or even give back to the community, or just do this to learn how all these things happens throughout the process. So that's what this particular program is all about, Testoper projects. And many of you are the existing attendees of this program, and this is probably a 6th or 7th program, 7th session, and this is going to continue throughout the year. It's not a formal session where I present and everyone listens, right? For those who have joined newly, it is a more collaborative session where everyone speaks, everyone talks about different things. And today we have something to talk about, which we planned for our in our last week session. Okay, so any questions for those newcomers about this program?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So if I'm not mistaken, is this going to be like almost like a Brainy Hacks, but it's something like it's every week you give a project?
No. See, the difference between the hackathon and this one is the hackathon is like 2 hours. If you look at it, the hackathon is conducted for those who do not know, like a Brainy Hacks, right? For the entry-level people, and there are hackathons which are conducted for mid and experienced people, and you all come together 2 days and you build something together, and then after that, either you continue with it or you more or less forget it after the 2 days. This is what happens. So many hackathons even I have joined, right? So this one is a little different in the sense that it kind of helps you to learn all the skills that is required in the form of a continuous learning throughout the year. It's not like you do one project in 1 week, another project another week. No, you form a team, you come together, you come up with an idea, and you might probably build this idea together throughout the year, and maybe towards the end you have your own startup, or you just give back to the community for the benefit, whatever that you wanted to do with it, right? So that's the difference. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You will learn more, right? Because it's going to be more collaborative session now, so you will learn more in next 40 minutes. So some governance, just FYI, for those who have newly joined, right? You may have to do few things. Can someone in our team post our closed WhatsApp group link here in the chat, please?
Yeah.
The test project. Thank you. So from the governance point of view, those who join this project, we have a group, WhatsApp group, you can join. And after joining that, you can provide your first name, last name, and your email address, right? He will post the WhatsApp link. Someone in our team will post it. So after you join the WhatsApp link, provide your first name, last name, and your email address. What will happen is we will add you into our collaboration platform, and we use Microsoft Teams, okay? So you will be added into this Microsoft Teams collaboration platform in both community as well as the projects. So you have access to chatting with all 20 of us, 22 of us before and after this particular 1 hour session, right? To continue to collaborate and discuss with them and so on. So that's the first governance that I would like to say. And the second governance is obviously go to the testoper.eventbrite.com. Join for our meetup and all other programs, whichever interests you to join us. I wanted you to remember this. We are not an event company, okay? We don't do events, right? Even though we are doing events, you are in an event, but we are not an event company. It is a platform that we wanted to provide so we all become comfortable. And this platform is such that you can use this for learn to learn, right? Joining this, listening and learning. That's what I call it, as learn to learn, and teach to learn. You wanted to share something and teach something, what you know, to others, you can do. Nobody's going to rate you, nobody's going to judge you, right? That this platform is like that. We want to create this community such that, you know, it's not run like an event company where you have all those stars and, you know, finding out we have done this good. We want to make this like a more casual community because it is run by the volunteers for the volunteers. Just want to make sure that you guys understand that. So once you are in the WhatsApp link, like I mentioned, give your details, you'll be added into this and you will be collaborating with other teams. Now, we have three leaders. So 3 leaders in our group have taken a leadership and they have formed 3 teams, for those who do not know. And let me introduce those 3 leaders by name. So the first leader's name is Fian, as you see here, Fian. So he has taken a lead and he's been working with different attendees of our program and he's formed a team. Okay. Now the second leader here in this call is Greg. Greg, you also have Sagal supporting you, right? Greg, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're correct.
That's right. Greg and Sagal, they have come together. They have formed the second team. And the third team is Sandra. She's from Peru. She's formed the third team. She's the leader of the third team. Now, first come first, right? So Sandra, Greg, and Fian, we have some new attendees today. Rudy, and also we have Cyril. And likewise, Cyril and Rudy, you have these 3 leaders. You can go and chat with them once you are in the Microsoft Teams and try to understand what they are trying to do. And if you are interested, you can join in one of the teams. Okay, so that's first thing first. And now let's move on to the second topic of ours, right? So let me see if I can open that presentation here. All right. So today we have a set agenda, and the agenda is okay. So since last few weeks, we have been going through various learning session. We were learning different things together, and we were learning the basic fundamental things. Okay, first, of course, we were learning what Testoper is and the different terminologies that Testoper uses. And then we were learning, we were starting to learn what the product means and what is the product management life cycle. What are all the different things that happens from the concept all the way to the post-launch management. And why we were learning this is because we are coming together and we wanted to build some product. So we wanted to learn something together, right? So that's what we did, and we learned together. Okay. And the next thing what we were learning together was, in this all phases, what is a concept phase means, and what are all the things that you need to do during the concept phase. And we learned about this. And then we also kind of learned about, we wanted to learn throughout the year, kind of 4 things we wanted to learn together, right? And the first thing that we wanted to learn together is the foundational elements. So we call it as a foundational elements together in this group. And the foundational elements consist of 3 major things that we are going to learn together. And the first one is, we need to develop certain personal abilities and attributes. So if you know, one of the things that I have told to you all is that it's very difficult to have a good people surround you and you going and surrounding the good people. It's very, very difficult. And not only that, after surrounding them, how you're going to keep up with them and continue this relationship throughout, it comes with another challenge. So if you wanted to form a team that's going to have a long-term success, it's not about you coming with an idea, coding and developing a product. It's about building certain relationship together as an individual, as a team, to start walking towards that destiny or to start walking towards that success path. So you need to learn certain personal attributes and abilities, and there are certain foundational elements that you need to learn about before you become an innovator and entrepreneur. There are certain things that you need to learn. How do I analyze the industry and competition? How do I uncover the customer needs and so on? So all these things will be something that we will be learning together. And so far, what we have learned together is we kind of try to understand what the products, solutions, services, the different definition of all these things we learned together. And we started learning together leadership and teaming. What is this? And this is what we are going to further discuss in next 35 minutes. And then we will continue to learn the other topics as things evolve. And good news here, I wanted to share with you all, two good news for today. One thing is, I told you, you have already been, in addition to learning all these things in parallel, I would say the supporting and enablers for you to become an entrepreneur, an innovator, an entrepreneur. While you are learning these two foundational enablers, in parallel, you also have to develop certain technical skills as well, right? And check. Yeah, let me check. So the technical skills, in order for you to learn, we have already provided you with IBM Skill Build org, so you can go and register yourself and you can learn the programming languages, and a lot of courses are out there. You can learn from there. And we have been working with IBM to see how they can help us in addition to providing the Skill Build platform to us. And I wanted to announce that we have been approved in kind of IBM platform for Testoper community. And our operations teams are looking into that platform, and they are trying to create login IDs and so on for all the three teams. So what will happen is it will kind of enable you to log in, and then you can look at certain AI modules in IBM or blockchain modules in IBM, whatever, understand how to build small apps. They also have sample apps there. Like, for example, if you wanted to build a chatbot, right? Chatbot, for those who do not know, in the website or any website that you go and you start typing hello and some response comes in the small chat window in the side, right? In the past, what happens is there used to be a real person behind the chat window and responding to your messages and so on. Now you can kind of automate that with the bot, right? With AI. So there are certain bot related sample programs, and many other sample programs are there for you to get started and start learning. And while you are building your technical idea and other things, while you're in parallel building the skills and understanding a tool, what it will enable you is it will help you to bring both the things together and start implementing your ideas into the real software projects and have some kind of an MVP or even a product over the period of time. Okay, so that's one of the good news that I wanted to say. The another good news that I wanted to share with you all is I have been approached by Capgemini, and I've also been talking to them to help us with architects and senior developers as a mentors to work together with our team to help our individual members who are getting started in this journey to mature themselves. So these are the two good news that I wanted to really share with you all. IBM for Startups, we have an approval and we are working on IDs, and we will be shared with you very soon, in addition to the skill build. And we will start seeing some more additional people coming from Capgemini and helping us to further develop our skills and build this together. Okay, those are the two good news. Now, what's today topic is an open discussion on a couple of topics that we discussed last week, and now it's going to be an open discussion around that for the next 30 minutes. For those who have newly joined, what we did was in the last week, there are a number of things that we learned together, right? So we learned together what all the different products, services, solutions are, and we learned together about teaming, what are all the different things that are important in teaming and coming together, and what is RASI matrix. And we also learned together different leadership skills that we need to develop together. And what we are going to do next 30 minutes is to brainstorm on these topics among ourselves. Okay, so let me help you to kickstart this discussion. So before doing that, leaders, Sandra, were you able to let me start with you, Sandra, right? Were you able to work together with the team offline and kind of talked about, the importance of, the being together as a team and importance of the leadership skills that we have to have together as a team. Did you get a chance to do that? And the same question to you, Fian, as well as Greg. Greg, please.
Well, we talk about that we need to have more frequent meetings because we need to have a better communication in that case. But talking about the leadership values, sadly, we don't have enough time. We were focused on our defining of the problem, so we couldn't see the values. But I think it's important to remember that, and I would take that advice for the next meeting.
Perfect, Sandra. And how about you, Greg and Fian? Do you have any comments around what we discussed last week?
In my team last week, we're still trying to choose a product because we have like several options based on the ideas each one of us came up with. So we're still like checking the pros and cons and doing a little bit of research on the ideas we came up with. So we haven't really gone that far into forming, storming, and norming.
Okay. What about you, Greg?
Khalid,
Right,
Gregory had to drop off. He was not feeling well, so he messaged that he will be dropping off.
No issues.
Yes. Hi, Kader. Yes, this is Sigel. I just saw that he dropped up. Unfortunately, something has come up last week, so I wasn't actually able to attend the meeting. So I can't really give much update on what happened. So just speaking to the team right now, is there anyone who can give us an update? Liz or Sarika?
Yeah, this is Elizabeth. So
Hey,
actually, hi. What we did last week was pretty much what we've been doing for the last for the previous 2 weeks, which is trying to determine which of our target group we should focus on. So the takeaway was to do more research. We still didn't decide because a few people weren't there, so we didn't get their input. We wanted each person's input because each person had a different target group to research and then come back, and among ourselves we would pick one. So we were missing some, so we didn't actually make a decision. So we have deferred it to this week again. So it's the same thing. We went back to research, and then tomorrow we should decide which target group.
Understood. Understood. So then in that case, let's brainstorm together next 28 minutes on this topic and learn together in this call, right? Which will help you guys to further work on this. So I'm really happy that, first of all, we have formed 3 teams. Forming teams is not easy. Like I always say, you guys have formed teams and you're trying to come together and you will experience, right, certain challenges. So let me start with asking some of the questions, right? Let's start with Sandra. Sandra, have you ever felt there was an uneven alignment between the team members?
Yeah, maybe I think that we need to have meetings with a larger duration because we need to discuss and agree some points. So I think that we need to improve that way.
Okay. And did you, let me ask this question to Sagal. Sagal, did you feel or felt within your team you have an imbalance of commitment? Someone is committed 200%, someone is committed like 10%. Did you feel that in your team?
I would say, so I think that most of us are committed. We have 2 new members that came in. So for those ones, I can't really speak to it because it's really too short. But I think there are certain members of our team that are not consistently there. So that would be something that we need to speak with. We have also discussed in terms of the time. And the ones who were there like 2 weeks ago when I was leading the meeting, they said that that was a perfect time. So yeah, I think we need to have some discussions, but I know that some of us are very, very committed. But definitely, I do think that there's at least 2 members who haven't been showing up consistently.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah.
And let me ask this question to Fionn, right? Fionn, I mean, do you trust every members in your team?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Do you trust every members in your team that that you believe they are the one that you need to walk rest of your life to build this product, or the idea that whatever that you're going to come up with?
So far in my team, I think the consistency has been pretty good. All our meetings we've had all the participants most of the participants show up in our meetings. So and when our meetings are kind of very, very interactive, like everybody gets a chance to speak and talk. So, and based on the ideas that everybody come up with, there's a level of trust there. So I think, yes, I trust my team members to pull through in what we're trying to build.
Perfect. So now you get my point, right? So the reason that we talked about this forming, storming, norming, performing, we went through that in detail. So what's more important is, see, a lot of people right away start focusing on, hey, let's start have an idea. Hey, let's start doing the coding. But those are, to me, important, right? But more important to that is having the right people surrounding you and you surrounding the right people and forming the right team. And that's why I kind of always said this teaming and leadership, these are all the 2 foundational elements. There are a number of other things, right? I can go on and on and take different topics, and I can explain you. But to be successful within this program, the limited thing that you need to really understand is, this leadership and teaming. And that's why we kind of discussed last time about this leadership and teaming, and we are trying to brainstorm on that in this week's call. So it's very critical, very, very, very critical that you have the right team. If you don't have the right team, you can't really do anything about it. And I'm glad, at least hearing from you 3 leaders, you are getting there. Maybe some of you are still before forming and some of you are in the forming stage. And the way that I see it, PM, you are most probably in the storming stage, right? So just make sure that you put, as the leaders and also the team members together, you put energy to create the bond, being together to achieve something together. That's more important. Once you have that, then you can achieve anything that you wanted to achieve. And that's why I wanted to really, really focus on this and help you guys understand the importance of this teaming and creating a team with the right commitment, right empowerment, right alignment, right trust, and right accountability is very critical. And in order for you to build that, you need to be very clinical, right? In some cases, you need to really empower them. You need to walk the talk to really help them to understand what we are going to do together as a team. Yes, when you are attending this program, you will get obviously the certificate of attendance and certificate of experience working in this project and so on. But those are to me is materialistic gains, right? What is the long-term permanent gain is the knowledge that you earn together and the relationship that you build together within the team. Today, if you have one team, you can achieve one thing today, and maybe you can achieve 10 things tomorrow with the same team. And that's what I wanted you all to really understand and give as much as importance. Not only just when you're coming together, don't just spend on, hey, let's talk about idea. Hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk. Don't get too much nerdy into the software and building the products. In addition to that, try to spend time to get to know about each other and try to form a greater team among yourself. And trust me, when you do that, and rest of the things will fall in place automatically. And now commitment also, I wanted to kind of touch upon on this. Commitment is something that is very important. Accountability is something that is very important. We all know. But what I wanted to let you know is, see, most of you will have a day job, and most of you might have other commitments, right? So it is very difficult to work on this like a day job, 9 to 5. That's not something that we are expecting to happen in this particular forum, or that is not an expectation from anyone, right? But among your team, you come together and you decide together in a week, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, that I wanted to commit together as a team. Then based on that, you work through your tasks and plans, how you wanted to achieve throughout the year, not only from the point of view of learning, but also from the point of view of delivering whatever that you aim to deliver. So please make sure to keep these things very much in parallel, that you are doing, in addition to just creating an idea and doing stuff. So both the things has to happen in parallel. Go to the skill builds in IBM, learn programming languages, coding, and we will provide you the platform, learn AI and all those things, and also form the team, come up with an idea, then bring everything together and walk together with a committed plan. Even if it is 1 hour a week, which is still good, and you will achieve your target. Okay, that's my first input. So I don't have anything more to discuss from the point of view of teaming. And we already discussed about this particular thing in the last week. Try to use, this is a very simple, there are many other methods out there, not to overwhelm, but a very simple method. You use this RASI, right? Make sure that every team members that you have, you are able to agree among yourself the responsibility, accountability, who is going to be consulted in each of the tasks and informed for each of the tasks based on our discussions. Make sure that you build this together within your team. It will create a team. It's like a team building activity. It will make your team more stronger. Okay? You guys can hear me? Still okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Then I asked you all to research a little bit on SMART method, right? I already got input from all the 3 leaders that you did not get time, so I'm not going to put a pressure now asking you, did you research or did you not? But what I'm going to simply ask you is, if anyone has researched anything, and if you wanted to teach all of us here, taking next 5 minutes on SMART, I would leave the floor to that person. If there is no one, no worries. Take this as an action point for our next session. Maybe some of you can come and explain to all of us what the SMART method is and why is it important, and how is it actually, how does it really help in the teaming, so-called, that we use to build a strong team together. Okay, so I just want to give a floor and see if anyone wants to raise the hand to talk about it. Let me check here. Okay, no one. So I'm going to give 1 more week for you guys to research a little bit more and then come back to us. Okay, we'll talk more on that. Let's jump on to the next topic. Okay, so in addition to the teaming, the next important thing that we wanted to close and learn together as a team in one of the key foundational element is the teaming. Sorry, the leadership, right? And that this is also something that we wanted to close today. Right? And we talked about multiple things with respect to leadership, and we brainstormed about it in our last meeting. And the best discussion and good conversation among us happened was for this particular topic: stay calm even when your hair is on fire. Thanks for the greater contribution. And then the second, the couple of things that we wanted to discuss today is the slide 12 and 13. Okay, so slide 12, remember this. The leader, every one of you, with it, how the teaming is important, and in order for you to achieve that teaming goal, you have to develop certain skills, irrespective whether you're a leader of the team or you're a member of the team. there are certain skills that you need to develop, and there are certain things that is important for you to follow as a human being to become successful, right? And that's what the leadership, one of the skill is the leadership, and that's what, again, the leadership is all about. And I told you number of times, leaderships are not born leaders, right? There are few which has an innate leadership skills when they are born, right? But the research says that most of the time, the acquired skill, is going to really help you to improve your IQ. And the acquired skill, the leadership is also an acquired skill that you can acquire, and you don't need to be a born Superman. So everyone can be a Superman if you spend time to acquire the leadership skill. And if you have a leadership skill, you will be able to form a great team. You will be able to come up with a great idea. You would be able to work together as a team to build that great idea and realize that idea. So I know that last time when I asked a question to every one of you, I don't know why it basically says this, upload failed. I keep jumping, okay? But anyways, last time when I was talking to every one of you, I was asking you all, how many of you really felt that, even today I feel, like I told you, right? When I wanted to go and speak in some conferences or whatever, even today I feel that, a little bit happening in my stomach, right? That's quite normal. And then when I asked you all, how do you feel? Do you have some kind of a shyness in front of the people when you wanted to go and talk to, or when you wanted to present in some of the people? Do you feel any time in your life that you don't have the confidence that you need to have in your life, right? Then we saw a lot of people kind of raised your hand in the one of the previous session. So the idea of me bringing up these 3 slides is basically to help you with that, okay? So you can build confidence. And you can build confidence if you start developing the leadership skill. And these are not rocket science, okay? These are all common sense. And there are certain things when you follow, you can actually become a leader and you can improve your confidence level. Okay? There's some messages that are coming up back and forth. Let me see. All right. So these are all some of the things that I wanted you to read through in last week and to discuss this week. Okay? But I know that some of the teams have not gone through this. So let's take an opportunity to pick some topic to talk about together. Okay? So first of all, we are all here together in this particular forum. That means you are all already a leaders from my view. Why? Because you have taken your first step outside of your comfort zone to develop your skills and to achieve whatever the target that you wanted to achieve in your life. Right? And you wanted to be part of this team to get help and also to help others. And we are building the team, all of us and our skills together to include all of us into making decision making and everything. We have been learning that. So if you look at these values, help other and include others, you are already doing it. So from my view, you already have these 2 values today. So that to me, you are already a leader. So not to, be confident, right? From that point of view. You can build that confidence, right? Because when you start working with the people, helping each other, getting help, you will automatically start creating the values, leadership values, and automatically things will start to happen. And first of all, kudos to you all to being part of this program. And if you go up one step above, do what's right. When you guys started 6-7 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago in this program, I gave you some ideas. And my intention was to have you guys to think about that idea and see if you wanted to take that idea or you wanted to come up with your own idea. But behind my hidden goal was that I do not wanted you to pick up my idea. I wanted to give that like a framework for you to start. But now, in last 6 weeks, based on all the things that we learned together, you for example, Field was saying that we are all researching in different areas and we are all coming up with the different ideas and we are going to vote on that idea and we are going to finalize an idea. So that means what? You're actually not following someone saying, but you are actually doing your homework to decide what is right for you. Do what is right for you and do what is right for the team. So you're already there. You already have that value in you all. Some of you might have before joining this program. Now some of you might have developed this while in this program. You already have. And meet your commitments. You will continue to evolve there. And we talked about in teaming as well. Commitment is something that you need to have. Again, don't mistake me. Commitment is not all about, again, I'll repeat this. It's very important for you all to understand. Commitment is not about you do one day without sleeping 24 hours, and then the next day you sleep for 24 hours. That's not the commitment, okay? The commitment means the other meaning, from my view, the other practical dictionary synonym meaning for the commitment is consistency, from my view. Right? It's not literal synonym, right? But logical. You can commit to 30 minutes, but be committed 30 minutes consistently every day, if that commitment is for every day. You can commit to 2 hours, be consistently committed to 2 hours or 3 hours in a week. This is what, trust me, is going to help you to become successful. Consistency is very critical. You can't just jump in and start doing things and then forget. That will not lead you towards successful. Yes, during that period of time, it might help you to learn something, but it will not help you to go towards your destiny. Right? Commitment and consistency, please try to develop as much as possible. And you have a forum, you have made new friends, you have come together as a team. Make sure that you build that. Stand together for something that is very important. Engender trust. Employ integrity in everything that you do. We talked about trust. We talked about doing something important. And some of your team members have really told me in the past that we came together, we made new friends, and we wanted to build something together. That's what stand for something important that you agree as a team together. And employ integrity in everything that you do. Integrity is very, very critical. I'll give you a practical example. I wanted you to understand this. See, if you are owning a company, okay, and let's say you have a product, and the product supports a feature A, B, C. Customer is asking a product with a feature D. You can actually go and tell customer, I have D, and before you give it to him, you make it and then give it to him. Option 1. Option 2, you can go to the customer and you can say, I don't have D, but I can give you D in this time frame. Is another approach. So employing the integrity, honesty in everything that you do is very, very critical. A lot of people think, I'll tell you in my last 22 years, my experience, right? A lot of people think if I say this as no, I will lose this customer because my competitor already has it. So my competitor will take it and go. Because my competitor has it, let me also say yes and then get this deal. But actually, you're not getting this deal. You're actually boiling the relationship with that customer, integrity with that customer, honesty with that customer. You actually have lost that customer by doing that. So remember this, right? In my experience, being truthful, employing integrity is very critical if you want it to be successful. And if you are able to do this together, if you are able to develop these values together as a team that you have, I have no doubts that you will form a greater team and you will learn whatever is required that you wanted to learn together. And you will become successful as a team, building a product together and becoming an entrepreneur or starting a company or whatever. You will become successful together. So those are values, okay? And then the second most important thing that I wanted to make sure that you understand is you have to develop certain behaviors and mindset. And first of all, some of the things you already have it. You are here together because you wanted to continuously learn, and we all are learning together something today. And you wanted to start it, remember this, I might have said this in the previous platform as well. Most of us always think about day-to-day activities without realizing the day starts and ends. And the next day is a new day. So you should, my sincere advice to every one of you all is that how much ever the pressure you have, how much ever the customer pressure or a boss pressure or whatever that you have, at least make sure minimum you spend 10 to 20% of your time, whether it is daily, hourly, or whatever, thinking about tomorrow. I'll give you an example. I have had many friends who are like directors, managers, VPs, and for some reason, whatever may be, right? Let's say they lost the job. They are in such a big position. After that, they have no clue what to do. They have nothing to do. And they are clueless. I have seen so many people in practice. Engage yourself in activities about what you wanted to do in future already, so you don't end up in a situation like that. Engage yourself in community activities, learn something together. So if you lose a job, you have something else. You have friends, colleagues who can help you to get another job. You have already been working with another company to help something which is not a conflict of interest. Then this goes, you have something else. So you should always have a backup plan. So what does it mean? A backup plan means you should always have a strategic thinking. You should always think about future. So try to spend 10 to 20% of your time, not more, 10 to 20% of your time thinking about future. Otherwise, trust me, at some point of time, you will face in your life where you lost everything, you don't have anything to do, and you don't know what to do. You never want to be in that position. And some of you might have already experienced that. If you have experienced that, don't allow you to be in that position again. There are a number of things that you can do to be not in that position. Okay, if you want more help on that individually, you can always reach out to me. I'll help you on that, because it's like, case by case. It's different people have different ways of looking at things. Then always have a vision. Always, please have a great vision. I just want to make sure that there's a lot of chat messages going on. If there is any question for me to answer, I want to make sure that it's there. Just a minute. Cyril, yes, Cyril, I agree with you. Perfect, perfect. All right. So then vision, strategic thinking more or less comes together, right? See, there's a difference between, let me explain 3 words for you guys to learn a little bit today, okay? What is a vision? What is a mission? What is a massive transformative purpose? Instead of me saying it, I wanted you guys to write this three words, right, as an action, and I wanted some of you to learn what it is and explain me the differences between these 3. Can you write it down? Mission, vision, massive transformative purpose. MTP. Write that down and let's discuss that. I'm looking at the time. On the interest of time, we have 2 or 3 minutes. I wanted to close it on time. So take those 3 points and let's discuss a little bit more on those 3 points in our next meeting. And the rest of the points that we have in the behaviors and mindset and action in our next meeting. So now let's spend like 2 minutes. What are we going to do next meeting together? So the first thing is
it okay if you could just repeat those words again?
Mission.
Yeah.
Vision.
A vision as in like a vision with a V?
Yeah, with a V, yeah.
Okay, thanks. And the last?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Massive transformative purpose.
Massive transformative purpose. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Think about that. And also, like last time, please again go through this and let's brainstorm a little bit more together in our next week meeting. Let's spend 30 minutes on that. And the remaining 30 minutes next week, I wanted to focus on the ideas, meaning all the three team, right? I will give 10 minutes for each of the team to share to other teams and everyone here. You are learning together and what kind of an idea that you have come up with so far. It's okay if it is not a final idea. It is okay, it is not validated. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about that at all. But share what kind of an idea that you guys are coming together as a team. After come together as a team, what kind of an idea that you're thinking to build together? So that's going to be the agenda of our next week call. First 30 minutes, 10 minutes each team. Each team will be talking about the ideas that you have been brainstorming and building together. And then the remaining 30 minutes we will spend on finishing up this leadership thought process and then jump into our subsequent sessions following rest of the topics that we have here. So by end of this year, you will be taught 4 things. I wanted you to remember. The first thing is all the foundational elements that you have here. It will be taught and help you to build a strong team and whatever is required to be done. And then the second thing you will be taught is how to come up with an idea all the way, working together, all of us, to realize that as a product or an MVP. That's the second thing that we will do together as a team. Okay. And then the third thing that we will do together is when we get there, right, learn ourselves in addition to, see, whatever that we have learned right now, right, is the foundational elements and all the things that is required for you to take from the concept all the way to the market and the post launch and even the challenger sale, whatever is required, I will train you guys end to end, right? And then the third one that you will learn is in addition to this, you need to learn certain additional entrepreneurship specific skills, right? Like, for example, creating a business plan, right? For example, making a pitch deck, right? So that's the third thing that you will learn. And then the fourth thing that you will learn is once you are through with these 3 things, we will try to find some incubation centers and accelerator centers and angel where you can have a mock presentation to go and pitch and learn how it exactly done in practice. These are all the 4 things that you're going to learn throughout this year. I repeat, foundational elements. Number 2, what all it is required for you to build a product from concept all the way to the delivery. Number 3, you will learn in additional entrepreneurship skills, whatever is required for you to become an entrepreneur. The second point will help you to become an innovator and intrapreneur in the company that you're working for, right? And the third point will help you to become an entrepreneur, meaning starting your own company and doing things, right? And then finally, the fourth point is, how do you actually get started? So these are all the 4 things that you're going to learn throughout this year. Together as a team, we are all going to learn this together. So having said that, I will stop here and open the floor for any questions. And if there is no questions, then we can probably close the session on time. Maybe it's 2 minutes late. Apologies for that, but we'll close it on time. Any questions from anyone? Did you learn anything today new? Raise your hands in Teams. Did you learn anything new today? All right. So looks like Ashfaq did not learn anything new. Just picking the name just for fun, man. Perfect.
Kader,
All
I
right.
did.
Perfect. I was just picking you, Ashfaq. I completely understand, right? All right. So I wanted to really thank today our special guest, David, who joined us and who observed what we are trying to do together. David, we can talk offline, and I would be happy to get more inputs from you to understand your perspective. And
Sure.
we'll continue on this journey, helping the team to get where they wanted to get. And I would be happy to have you join me to run this program together. with all these 22 people. And by the way, we have not marketed this program so far. It's like how Rudy joined, people have joined, right? We never marketed this program. We wanted to work with this close group of people to make sure that we are passing through, and then maybe we market this little bit in a bigger scale in the second half of this year to bring more people in and more teams to form and things like that, right? So that's the thought process. David, special thanks to you for joining today.
I'm just listening. I didn't do anything, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, everyone. You have a wonderful evening and wonderful weekend. Those who are going to attend the final Codathon session, cloud computing, I will see you guys there. If not, I will see you all on March 20th meetup. Everyone join. You might get a free, a book about AI, the future skills required in the age of AI book. You might get it, and I'm working on that to see if I can get that book as a free copy to every one of you. I'll keep you posted. But I would really encourage every one of you to join that March 20th meetup. I'm pretty sure you all have already registered. If you have not registered, please make sure you go to the Eventbrite. All right. Perfect. Awesome, everyone. Enjoy your weekend and see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good
Bye-bye.
weekend.
All right, bye, Kato.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Vicky.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.